bless you.
Issues facing workers of Jamaica and finding practical solutions.
He noted that successive PNP administrations have made promises in this regard, but failed to take sustainable action.
I've seen certain promises being made, and I'm not going to downplay or dismiss them. The fact is that there are those in our society who hold the opinion, and many of us inside this organization, including myself, hold the opinion that we must ensure that there is fairness and equity for our workers as we progress as a country. And we are the Jamaica Labour Party. And if there are any practices, any policies that place our workers at a disadvantage, then this party has a duty to address it. But we are not a pie in the sky party. Some persons have been afflicted by flights of illusion, and they have, through their history, decoupled what I consider immutable laws of progress and prosperity. For you to share up the pie, you must grow the pie. Some people don't grow the pie. What they do is borrow somebody else's pie, put it on theirs and share it up. And then after you eat it off now, they turn around to you and say you have to pay back for the pie. That's how Jamaica ended up with massive debt. We have put in place different measures now to, in a sustainable way, grow that pie and distribute that pie fairly. When we decide to socialize wealth in this country, such as putting on sale Wigton shares, where 30,000 Jamaicans subscribe to it. That's socializing wealth for our Jamaican workers. And we didn't put it in a way that it was a quote-unquote big man get the first dips off it. No, we ensured that the ordinary Jamaican, the common Jamaican, the average Jamaican can participate in it. When I said to the NHD, build house, even if them grudge your feet, build your house. And when I can stand here and say after 4 years, we can say 20,000 new houses on the market, courtesy of the NHD. It is the workers of the country that get that. And I can go on and on about what we have done to ensure that the working class of this country benefits from the progress and prosperity that we are seeing in the country.
Well, Mr. Holness also took a jab at the PNP, whose candidates and party leadership on the weekend signed a so-called covenant against corruption.
I hear talk about corruption and signing a piece of paper against corruption. So let me just be frank with you. I am not going to downplay the importance of symbolism. But if it is that is all you're going to do, or all you have done, then there is no credibility behind that. Because if anyone who is a student of politics who would want to take on the research to look at the PNP administrations of the immediate past and even beyond, and see which administration has ever taken any action of any significance against any of their members who have been impugned corruptly. Indeed, they have done everything to avoid going to court on Trafigura. But yet these are the same people coming to the nation to say they sign a document. Well, the first thing they should do, having signed that document, is provide the evidence to the court on Trafigura. So, there can be no question that where these issues have come up, we have acted. But it can't be that these issues keep on coming up and over and over and over. Which is a point I was making earlier, that the constituency that supports us is looking for us to make institutional changes as well as culture changes. And it will be a continuing internal debate. It will not happen overnight, but it is a continuous debate. What I give the public a commitment on is that I will continue to lead that process of evolution of the party as we, with a fulsome embrace principles of good governance. It is something that we have to do. The new Jamaica does not contemplate us having the old ways. A part of the development of Jamaica is not just the new buildings. It is also the development of greater transparency in governance. That's what it is. It is the development of greater accountability in governance. Many of us are thinking, how will we survive? My response to you is this. There is a wind of change that is blowing, not just in Jamaica, but globally. And day by day, legislation by legislation, the landscape is changing. Like it or not, you cannot resist it. So what should you do? Set your sails for that wind. 5 years ago, the deputy chairman of the party would not be up here spending almost 1 hour lecturing you on campaign financing. It wouldn't have it. But now it has changed. And there are more pieces of legislation, bit by bit, changing the landscape.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness addressing a Central Executive meeting of the JLP on the weekend. He says the administration has a good track record upon which to seek a second term.
We won the last election by 3,000 votes nationally. 3,000 votes. The time before when we won by almost 6,000 votes. So the onus is on us more than the other political party to make sure that we satisfy and keep on side and on board our other constituency. So that's one context I want you to bear in mind. The other context is, of course, the economic situation. Leading up to the last budget, no one could successfully challenge the fact that this administration has had the most stimulating and encouraging budget of any administration. You recall, they said we couldn't do 1.5. We did 1.5. We removed business taxes. And then we gave another 1.5. We removed 1.5% of the GCT. Historic. And we have had, 4 budgets? No new taxes. Deputy Chairman says unheard of.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness addressing the JLP Central Executive yesterday, Kalila, making the case as to why the Jamaican electorate should ensure that his administration becomes the first Labour Party administration for over 35 years, since the early 1980s, to be given a second consecutive term.
And I suspect that platform of no new taxes in the past 4 years will form a part of quite a significant part of their election strategy. Looking forward to hear what the plans are for the new term